It's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and tackle your own to-do list. I am Bob Assadourian. Welcome to another episode of Just Ask Bob Live. This show is interactive. This home renovation program kicks off on the basis of answering a viewer's question, whether by email, whether by tweet, or whether by phone call. You can reach us easily today live. Email at askbob@cable14.com. Tweet us at Just Ask Bob, or pick up the phone, 905-645-3232. Bob's ready to take on all your home renovation questions, from the foundation to the roof and everything in between. This program has a goal in mind, always. It's twofold. Part one of the goal is to demystify home renovations in order to motivate you to get up, get off the couch, and tackle the projects in your own home. Nothing will please Bob more than for you to learn from watching this program. Now, it can be anything: replacing a chipped tile, regrouting the shower, correcting a loose cabinet, fixing cabinet doors or drawers, right to the big stuff: kitchens, basements, and bathrooms. I can't stress this enough. It's about the bragging rights. It's about the pleasure and the joy of knowing that you did it yourself. Your wife will be proud of you, or the husband will be equally as proud of the wife. Anybody can do it. Anybody can tackle the projects. Now, if it's safety related, or you absolutely refuse to get up and get off the couch, that's fine. My second goal of this program is to always work hard to demystify the process of hiring a contractor. And I do love to coin the phrase, not only any contractor, it must be the right contractor for you and your home. Now, I'm sure you have many experiences with contractors, and they can range. I would hope that they've been great experiences, but as I'm told by many, many viewers, you got to watch out for the so-called grumpy contractor. He may be the one that tracks mud through your home. He may be the one that while he's working on your home, you ask him one question, he barks the answer. You ask him another question, he really barks the answer, and you walk away. That's not right. The tension shouldn't be there. Again, if it's the right contractor for you and your home, there won't be any problems at all. Now, we talk about this many times on the show. Our municipality and many, many municipalities in Ontario have what's called a master building repair. Other regions of the province call it a renovator's license. This license is key. This license is why I'm proud to host this show on this network for well over 1 decade now. With the license that you're seeing on your screen now, it's important to understand that the municipality does a phenomenal job in vetting these contractors, or else it's going to be the wild, wild west. In order to become a contractor in a municipality that requires the licensing, very first thing is a police clearance. If you don't have the police clearance, people out there that want to be a prospective contractor, forget it. For obvious reasons, you need the police clearance. A good contractor may very well be working in your home from before you get up to leave for work, and he may in some cases or on some days of the week when he can handle it, still be working on that rental while you come back home from work. You've got valuables, you've got family. Again, obvious reason why the police clearance is important. Contractor will then have to prove to the municipality that he carries a minimum of $2 million liability insurance. Why is this important? Because accidents happen, fires can occur, things can go wrong. You want to make sure the contractor is insured. Now, the one thing the municipality, at least mine here in Hamilton, does not check is for WSIB. That's Workplace Safety Insurance Board coverage. So you have to ask your contractor directly for that and ask them to prove it. Everything must be proven in today's society. I'm sorry, this isn't 50, 60 years ago when you didn't need double deadbolts on the front doors. People lie, contractors lie. We live in troubled economic times. So these contractors, they need jobs, they need money. So in some cases, they may not be upfront and honest with you. That's why there's a license card. When I started in this business nearly 20 years ago, I punch a hole through the license card, I wrap it, or I hang it on my neck on a rope, and I show it to the homeowners as I knock on the door to enter their home. It's important. It's very, very important. That way, it'll be the right contractor for you and your home. Also, references, at least a dozen. I can't stress that enough. Gone are the days when you can ask for 2 or 3 references. A shoddy contractor can easily fake up 2 or 3, so ask for at least a dozen. And these references have to line up and make sense. So if it's a general contractor that does a lot of different jobs or a lot of different trade applications, and you're looking at having quotes for your bathroom, then it's very important that a couple of those references be on bathrooms. You know, have a dialogue with his or her past customers, and maybe you can even set up an appointment to go see your prospective contractor's work in person. Then you know everything's going to be nice. Now, don't forget, your questions may be featured on a renovation at the beginning of the show. First part of every program is a pre-recorded renovation, live and, well, not live, pre-recorded, but real from one of my past job sites. We air that footage to answer a viewer's question. Then the show literally becomes live, where you can send your emails to askbob@cable14.com, tweet at justaskbob, or pick up the phone, 905-645-3232. We have a viewer's email that we're going to read to you now that precipitates this renovation. We have a lot of bricks to replace and concrete to repair. It would be great to see a show on how to do that. Steve from Hamilton. Well, Steve, thank you for the question, and you are in luck because, like I said, this is a real show, and I am a real licensed contractor. We've had many, many brick and block and concrete repairs over the last nearly 20 years. This one was shot a couple of months ago. And again, if you're motivated, sir, you can definitely learn how to do this. Our big box stores and builder supply centers in town are absolutely full of all of the mortar mixes and all of the materials that you'll need. You'll need some safety goggles, especially if you're chipping joints or trying to pull brick or block out. But these are very important repairs, and if I make it safe for a moment now, you know, we're in just about the middle of the summer here. So it's very important. I like to call it sealing the exterior envelope of your home. That means the brick joints, the mortar joints, the caulking around the doors and windows, making sure the roof is fine, making sure the gutters are cleared and not overflowing. These are very, very important items to take care of before the winter arrives. This way you're not wasting your hard-earned money on the heating bills. Enjoy the episode, and don't forget to contact us live on the show right afterwards. Hello, Hamilton. Welcome to our job site. We're in a gorgeous, beautiful area of the city today, century-old home. Today's project, we're going to be tackling a variety of masonry repairs. First item we're tackling is this beautiful tabletop with the gorgeous flagstone patio. Now, with a little bit of tender, loving care, things can be restored. I remember having a great debate with the homeowner. When we showed up here the other day, her original idea was to have us cut this tabletop out and get rid of it. And I explained to her, most often what you're going to find on today's marketplace is absolute junk, and most often China-made junk. This is rock solid. It has a few cracks underneath. The other day I repaired most of them. I left one for today's show. And as far as the patio, the flagstone, it does have a crack that runs through the center of it. This can be repaired. This can have a beautiful sealer put on afterwards. This is old world craftsmanship, and it deserves the tender, loving care. Now, if you want to follow us in over here, what we worked on last weekend, if you want to do a nice zoom in for the viewers at home, this crack seemed to run almost straight through the center. Now, as I explained to the homeowner, you know, it's just a matter of shifting in the earth, because this seemed to happen just after the spring. We chipped it out all the way across, and we filled it in with a high quality masonry product. But the most important thing is we used the bonding agent. This is what makes or breaks the repair. Now, the concrete repair products, they will have additives, latex bonders in them, but nothing beats adding your own. So again, we left a little bit for today's episode so we can show you. Now, always important when you're chipping, have your safety glasses. Sweep out the area. You can see I stopped my chipping right here. Now, the reason for the chipping is you need penetration for the product. If you don't have penetration, you have nothing. We've talked about that before. If I were to leave this as a hairline crack and then fill it, it's going to reopen again. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's going to completely reopen again. So you need to make it bigger. You need to make it worse before you can fix it. Back end of the hammer, cold chisel, and some strength. That's all you're going to need. You want to make sure to rake it out, clean it out really good. And you want to make sure to brush it out. Now we talked about the liquid bonding agent. Brush is a little stiff from the other day. Now a little is a lot when it comes to this product. You don't want to overdo it. Let's take a moment and talk about the tabletop. So this is going to be a little tricky for Andy. Andy, for the viewers now, if you want to take your time, maybe hunch down, give them a little bit of a view of the repair we did the other day. This tabletop had approximately a dozen cracks in it. Now the cracks are on the underside. So if we want to go underneath and look. I left this one for the viewers at home. We're going to do this today. See, every crack has been repaired. This strengthens the structure from underneath. And with that little bit of a repair, this table will last a long time. On a future episode, we might also sandblast the metalwork. Now, just to show for you, those of you at home, a little bit of liquid bonder. We're gonna let everything set up for a few minutes. Stay tuned. We'll be right back and we're gonna perform the 2 repairs. Welcome back. It only took a few minutes, 5-10 minutes to let the liquid bonder dry. Now we're going to fill in the crack. Keep a tarp down so we don't stain anything. We mix this during break. High quality vinyl patch repair compound. So again, this has the latex additives in it, but I always like to add my own. Now there's nothing special about this. It's just a matter of penetration. You want to push to the right, push to the left. You want to make sure you've packed it in all the way. If you haven't packed it in all the way, it's going to crack. Now it's going to take many years, but eventually this will dry to a matching color. You always want to explain to the homeowner, to the customer, or for those DIYers out there, you got to understand that this isn't like interior drywall. You're not going to be sanding, priming, and painting, so you cannot achieve an exact color match with any masonry repairs. A repair on any masonry product is a visible repair. Whether it's flagstone, whether it's your concrete driveway, whether it's the mortar joints for your brickwork on your walls. Now you want to push all the way across. Pull again the other way. Pick up your excess. Now we're going to do another pass as well. Now I can't stress this enough for the viewers at home. This is a perfect DIY project to tackle yourselves. If you're going to call in a contractor, you're probably going to spend minimum $300 to $500 for a couple of these small repairs. Then you've got to worry about if he's a crooked or unlicensed contractor. You have to do your due diligence. For the sake of $15 for the product, another $10 for the liquid bonder, and some grunt work. You get it done yourself and you take pride and passion in your work. That's what I'm here for, to teach you and to motivate you to always get up, get off the couch, and tackle your own to-do list. Now, if you really want to zoom in here, Andy, for a moment for the viewers, to my left here, this is just about flush, or it's what we call an outing. To the right, it's sunken in. You never want to finish it sunken in below the surface because water is going to pool there. So I did that on purpose so I can give you an example here. You want to be at least flush or slightly above. That's how you want to leave it. Once this sets for about 20 minutes, we push in the edges and we give it a light brush with the broom. Now, Andy, if you want to get in position, it's going to be a little awkward. I'm going to get underneath the table here, and I want to show the viewers how we're going to fill in this repair. Right here. Not the most comfortable position. Ideally, you want to get more on the surface than on the patio. But again, this is a vertical application. Now right here, that's just peeling paint. There's nothing to fill. This actually had the groove. Now you'll notice I didn't chip this out. I will not chip it out. I refuse to do that for the homeowner because any vibration or any chipping might actually crack the tabletop. So you have to be careful with the table. Now you want to get in with your finger and dissipate it. Let it dry maybe 20 minutes. Once that's brushed, it'll have a neater finish. Now back here again, Andy, I almost forgot one item. If you want to do a little pan around the perimeter, show the viewers these fills we did the other day. There's approximately 6 of them. Some type of metal pole used to be embedded in here. Maybe possibly for stools, I'm not sure what it was. They're obviously not in use anymore. They seem to just fill up with water, and that could also be an issue with the water penetrating down into the earth and causing frost heave in the wintertime. So we left one from the other day. So we planned this with some strategy for the viewers at home so you can get an idea of the various items that we repaired to restore this patio with the beautiful aggregate tabletop. So this is a pretty simple repair. This is just a matter of filling the hole. Sometimes you can just grab the mortar, give it a squeeze. Easiest way. And again, you want to pack it down. Again, make sure to overfill it. You'll realize with masonry repairs, there's always 2 choices. Overfill it or underfill it. In many applications, you want to overfill it. Now, when the rain and the snow hits this, it's going to shed off in each direction. If I left that an innie, so to speak, it would hold water. You don't want it holding water. We have a few other repairs at the front of the home. Stay tuned. We're going to have you follow us on every single repair. All right, welcome, Andy. We're back at the front of the home here. One of Triple R's finest, Mr. Andy Garcia on the caulking gun. All right, Andy, hit it. Now, we've got a gap here between the concrete pebbles and the brick wall at the front porch steps. We're doing a nice fill here. Familiar product used on many seasons in the past. PL polyurethane type of caulking. It's very important that this gap gets filled, especially in the winter time when moisture and water get in there. It ends up, the temperature goes sub-zero and you end up freezing and you get expansion and you can get the concrete work chipping. So let's show you some other work we've done here. Let me give you a view here of the front porch. So this is a second-story concrete balcony. Similar to the table in the backyard, what we did is we repaired some of the rebar that was showing exposed. Right there in the corner, we did a repair. Keep the structural integrity of the balcony. And then at the back here, we did a repair in the far right corner. Keep the balcony intact. Now, believe it or not, we have lots and lots to still do on this job site here. The front porch here had a lot of damaged bricks. We've been chipping and chiseling, pulling out the damaged brickwork. And on a future episode, we're going to be replacing the bricks. Welcome, Hamilton. Today we're going to be teaching you all about brick replacement. As you can see, we've got our brick delivered. Now this is very common in older Hamilton homes. You get what's called brick spalding. It's where the face of the brick breaks off. We've been removing the brick. Nice sturdy ones left over. We've been using a nice chipper to do it. Follow us over here to the side. We've got a few more bricks to remove. So you see, this is the problem. The face actually spalds off. So in this case, we had to remove the water meter sensor. Get that out of the way. I'm going to show you how the machine works. Now, before the invention of these nice machines, this had to be chipped out with a mason's chisel and a hammer. Safety glasses always. Every now and then you got to get your hand in there. Cavity's got to be completely spotless before you can even think of laying a new brick. And if you really want to zoom in here for the viewers, so you see we've got the mortar still at the side. And the mortar at the top. You want the cavity cleaned out completely. So for this wall, we've got one, a partial, another one down here, another one at the corner, and that's about it. And then we'll lay the brick. I'm going to continue here. Up next, the next step, we're going to show you how to mix mortar. Welcome back, Hamilton. We're just spinning up our mortar. Let me just get the paddle out of here. You want to put it in a clean pail. Give it a little bit of a spin. We're cordless today. That's the way to do it. Now, for those of you at home, depending on your application, you've seen on past episodes where we've used the stainless steel mud pan. You just mix the mortar or the vinyl patch or concrete repair product. You mix it in the stainless steel pan for small batches. You want to look in here? We've got a large batch, so obviously we use the heavy mixer for it. Now I'm going to show you how to lace a brick. Big thanks to Mr. Garcia on the camcorder. Now you want to search as best as you can to get a good match for the brick. So as you can see here, not a bad match. Actually, this brick would have originally looked like this, but we are in old Hamilton, so with all the steel plants and the pollution, the bricks will darken over time. You don't want the mortar soupy. In the business, we refer to it as soupy. If it's soupy, it's too runny, so it's going to cause staining. You want to apply a nice bed of mortar. You want to create a valley in the middle. And you also want to create something for it to catch to. Now you see I'm cleaning off the excess as I go. You don't want to stain it. This will eventually create the joint between the two bricks. You want a fairly consistent bed of mortar. And then you want to ease the brick in. Take off your excess and put it on the next spot. You also want to plumb your brick, so you're going to be sight lining it this way. Now after we've got a few bricks laid in, we'll be filling in the top joint. Show you one more bed of mortar here. Again, really important to butter the side. That's the proper term. It's been a while for Bob. Buttering the brick. Torpedo level comes in handy. I can see already this one's high. Pretty well you want to stay between the lines, as close to level as you can. With each course you work on correcting it. Alright, it's time for us to fly. We're going to try to pick up the pace. It's going to be a hot, hot day. Welcome back to Just Ask Bob Live. You see that? Laying brick and repairing concrete? That can be done. You like that speed? We have to go quickly sometimes. But again, the point is when you're doing it in your own home, you don't have to rush. Absolutely not. Take your time on your weekends, on your days off, and ensure that you've done a good job. Now, right here at Cable 14, we have a contest. Bob and Cable 14 are hosting a prize giveaway. The point of the contest is you can win one of four $50 Home Depot gift cards. Submit your renovation questions to Just Ask Bob Live. These are video questions. Your video could be featured on an upcoming episode. For contest details, well, also important, no longer than 30 seconds, please. And if you're recording on a cell phone, remember to turn your phone sideways so the image is widescreen, just like your TV. Go to cable14.com/AskBobContest for full contest details and to submit your video. Now, if you're shy, for those of you that are a little bit shy to be on television, there's a way around that. And you're still included to enter for the contest. Be creative. Use your phone. Record whatever it is that needs to be remodeled or repaired inside your home. You know, the basis for your question. Record it simply standing behind your phone or camcorder or whatever you're using. That way we're just hearing your voice, we're hearing your question, and we're getting some nice video footage of what the problem is. However, Bob would prefer to see you in the video. Either way, trust me, you're still entered in the contest for a chance to win. Now, don't forget, this show is interactive, and one of your questions may actually feature a future renovation. Contact us, send your questions by email, askbob@cable14.com, or tweet at justaskbob, or if you're old school, pick up the phone, 905-645-3232. Stay tuned. After a quick break, we're going to start answering some emails. I really don't like this.
Hi, I'm Laura Babcock, host of The O Show here on Cable 14. And during this pandemic, while we're all staying home, staying safe, and practicing social distancing, we're still going to talk to the Hamiltonians who are making news. We'll keep having those same great discussions on important topics that matter to you. The only difference is the platform that we're shooting it on. So please stay tuned, stay engaged.
Why should you stride for the general?
Stride for me.
Stride for me.
Stride for me.
Stride for patients who rely on the care at Hamilton General Hospital, the Regional Rehabilitation Center, and St. Peter's Hospital. Walk or run this September for our virtual event and make a vital difference on the front lines and beyond.
I am Larry Deani, and I'm the host of In the Hall, Cable 14's Community Affairs program, which always brings you a focus on important issues happening in our community. We are during a pandemic period, and I'm hoping that you're doing everything that will keep you safe. But I do want you to know that we have new content. We bring you the decision makers to talk about issues in our communities. Please join me.
When I was young, I was plagued by fear and self-pity.
My life was in shambles.
At first, I never drank on the job, but eventually I did.
Removing alcohol wasn't enough. It left me depressed. That's where AA offered a solution.
I remember sitting in the AA meeting and thinking, I finally found a place where I belong.
AA not only keeps me sober, it helps me live a much better life.
If you have a problem with alcohol, contact AA. It works for me.
And for me.
And for me.
Welcome back to Just Ask Bob Live. We have an email. My contractor took down my brick chimney and replaced all the bricks. However, he reused the old clay flue pipes. Is that okay? He said they did not need replacing. Tom from Hamilton. Thank you, Tom, for the question. I appreciate it. Now, I mean, again, this is a difficult one because Bob's not there. But in my past experience, I always replace the clay flues. Maybe I'm not as careful as your mason contractor, but when Bob's doing it, I usually end up breaking the clay flue when I'm taking down the chimney. Now, with that being said, we're assuming your contractor or brick mason did not break the clay flue. So technically speaking, I mean, he's saving you a few bucks reusing them. That should be okay. However, they're not really expensive. On a normal Hamilton chimney, you know, even a decent sized chimney, you're looking at less than $50, $60 for the clay flue pipe. And, you know, they have been in there for ages. So I would rather replace them. But again, it's not something I'd lose sleep over. The point is, though, and again, here's Bob's mind thinking out loud, why was this not figured out in the beginning? See, I'm a real stickler on communication. And for my customers that know me or my friends and family, I'm beyond anal about working out every single possible detail, all the questions. You know, there was a long, long time ago, prior to 11 years ago, when, you know, the concept for Just Ask Bob came to me because everybody's asking me questions. You see, that's the thing. I have patience for questions. That's why I always tell homeowners, test your contractor's patience. So that's how the name came up of Just Ask Bob. Now, in your situation there, again, when the brick's taken down and the new brick is installed, it's like crying over spilt milk. Nobody's going to take that brick down to replace the flue. So in the future, not just yourself, sir, but anybody out there looking to engage a contractor, when obviously you're not going to do it as a DIY project, discuss it, get it in writing, research it. That way the contract should say new clay flue being installed. That's the key, the communication. Because in this case now, whether it was replaced or it wasn't, you know, in the absence of a contract, we've discussed this before, it just leads to headaches. But honestly, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. It appears that the contractor didn't break the flue when he was busting down the brick chimney, so it should be fine. But in the future, get it in writing, always. We have another email. My contractor is using tar paper to cover my shed's sheathing, and I want him to use Tyvek house wrap. We are arguing over this matter. Bob, what do you recommend? Richard from Hamilton. Well, Richard, no arguing. You know, again, this is very similar to the past question. You're arguing over it because it wasn't pre-discussed, predetermined, pre-quoted for the dollar value. I don't believe he even gave you an option. X amount of dollars for the job, including tar paper, and option one or upgrade one, extra $100 or $200, whatever it may happen to be, depending on the size of your shed for the Tyvek. Now, it is a shed. You know, I don't want to belittle it because it's a shed, but let me give you something to compare it to. Across this beautiful province of ours, for the new home builders, whether it's a $500,000, $500,000 build, right to $1 million home, just about every single builder and every single home, I would swear at least 80% plus, because you see them being put up. They're all covered with tar paper. So this is a house. This is a house that you're going to live in and sleep in. And when the framers are done, obviously framing it and then sheathing it, which the sheathing, it should be plywood, but it's not. It's OSB, oriented strand board. But for all intents purposes, it looks like the plywood's gone up. They simply put on the tar paper, and that's typically installed by the bricklayers or the stucco people. So as the bricklayers are laying the brick or the stone, they keep installing the tar paper as they work their way up with an overlapping fashion to shed the water. So in the case of a shed, again, I really wouldn't lose sleep over it, although I like Tyvek. Now, you know, let me put a twist on this since we're on the talk of builders here. For all those Hamilton builders or any builders in the province, very interesting to note that in these mass surveys where they're putting up hundreds of homes, yes, it's tar paper. But on the builder's home himself, it's Tyvek. So again, there's not a big cost difference with this. So for people, you know, now whether it's a shed or it's a home, if you're looking at purchasing a new home, similar to the person here who was having a shed built by somebody, it's the communication that's key. I've rarely ever seen on a builder's list of upgrades an upgrade option or price for Tyvek house wrap as opposed to tar paper, because they're always hitting you over the head. Pot lights, hardwood, quartz and granite countertops. Not a bad idea for those of you having a home built or going to be engaging the services of a new home builder in Ontario to ask them how much extra to wrap this thing in Tyvek, because it will definitely protect your home better. So again, to sum it up in a nutshell, communication is key before hiring or buying from the builders or the contractors. We have another email. My fence contractor is using an air nailer to fasten all my fence boards. I just assumed he would use screws. What do you recommend? Anil from Ancaster. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Assuming, I'm trying to hold in the laughter here, but not good, not good. I mean, I realize, in the big box stores or even on the television shows, on this very network, I've done shows where we, last season, we did a fence show, and you could see me and my employees using the drill. So everywhere you look, everybody's using the drill and using the screws. However, money gets into the equation. There are many contractors that want to put speed ahead of quality. So always remember that. Fast and good generally don't mix. Speed and quality, again, they don't mix. It's like oil and water. When a contractor has the air compressor on site and he's got the hose and the pneumatic gun, he'll have somebody, maybe a helper or himself, line up the boards, and then literally it's fire, 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 fire. That goes up quick, contractor gets paid quick and makes good money and leaves. The only loser in the situation is the homeowner, because a nail does not have the holding power of a screw. So you're going to get cupping on the fence boards. You're going to get them coming loose. So again, exact same situation as the last two emails. It's all about communication. These things must be worked out. They must be in writing, or you're going to have problems later on. We're going to take a break, and don't forget to contact us. This show is interactive. Ask Bob at cable14.com. Shoot us your email questions. Tweet them at Just Ask Bob, or I'm old school. I welcome a call. Pick up the phone. 905-645-3232. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You can visit our website at cable14.com. Like us on Facebook at Cable14 Hamilton, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Cable14. Did you know that past episodes of Cable 14 programs are available for viewing on demand? Visit cable14now.com and browse through the available titles. When asked to sign in, select your service provider and enter your online account details. Then, sit back and enjoy hours of locally produced content wherever and whenever you want. Cable 14 Now is live, local, and online.
Hi, I'm Terry Cook, host of Hamilton's Vital Signs, a show that focuses on the work of the Community Foundation, but also of the many vibrant contributing leaders in our charitable sector in Hamilton, making a difference each and every day. You can watch us Tuesday at 2, 5, and 8 here on Cable 14. Be well and be safe.
If you count on your network of friends for connection, your network of colleagues for collaboration, your social network for sharing, or your TV network for entertainment, it's because you also count on your network. Learn more at networksyoucancountOn.ca.
Welcome back to Just Ask Bob Live. We have an email here What do you recommend for my home for a new entry door? Metal or fiberglass? This is Neil from Dundas. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Metal or fiberglass? That's an interesting question. For the longest, well, let's backtrack. Let's actually give a little bit of history with entry doors. Wood. Wood was used everywhere since the turn of the century. Wooden doors are strong, very heavy and bulky, no energy efficiency at all. The wood will warp even slightly, and you will never get a seal. You know, I've seen homeowners, and even myself on my first home, going out to the big box stores and buying a whole entire variety of peel and stick weather stripping. So you'll play with it and double it up, triple up. You'll do everything you can to get this weather strip on. It looks like your door's sealed. Change the temperature the next week, the door lets the draft in again and lets the heat out. So the next phase of entry doors, which typically came out, the really early ones, I believe, even in the 70s, early 80s, these were steel entry doors. They were beautiful, and they still are, because they come on a frame, and they have an aluminum sill at the bottom, and the really, really good ones have magnetic weather strip on the top and on the lock side jamb. Obviously not on the hinge side jamb. Very, very good doors. See, they seal like your refrigerator. You know, when I'm quoting these doors or describing them to a homeowner, I explain to them that it's just like shutting your fridge. That suction, that draw, that's what you get. Because the door has 2 layers of metal, and then it's filled with styrofoam, similar to expanding styrofoam, but it's done under a controlled environment at a factory. Now, the latest generation, out maybe, could even be 10, 15 years, maybe a little longer, but they've recently gained a lot of popularity, is fiberglass entry doors. Now, the reason they've gained popularity is because of the finish. So if you think back to the metal doors, for homeowners that want a wood look out of a metal door, there were many door styles that were made to simulate wood, but it wasn't a very good simulation. I mean, it's not easy to paint on or put on an impression of wood, so it did look fake. Now, with fiberglass, they can do a phenomenal job on that. There are fiberglass doors that from standing from a bit of a distance, you will really think it's a wood door. And even when you get up close to it and you touch it and realize it's not wood, it's still an outstanding, gorgeous door because of the way the fiberglass is. They can do the impressions of the wood in it. And also because of the nature of the fiberglass, it can be stained. There are pros and cons between the two. I personally believe to resist a forced entry, I would go with the metal. To have the gorgeous look of a wood door without the maintenance required, I would go with the fiberglass door. So honestly, you have to research it. That's what the net's there for. The internet can give you a lot more research than I can. Also, visit the big box stores, look at them. Even visit the specialty stores. We're not going to leave them out of the equation. Do your research and make certain it's always the right door for you and your home. We're taking a quick break. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Tara Prinali. Join us on The Opinionators at 2:30, 5:30, and 8:30 p.m. Thursdays, where we'll talk about federal and provincial issues and how they pertain to Hamilton.
Cancer connects us all. Join Stand Up to Cancer Canada and the Canadian Cancer Society to learn more about the groundbreaking research that translates into life-saving treatments. Visit standuptocancer.ca/CCS to learn more.
It's about sharing and caring. It's about doing and belonging. It's about living life to its fullest. And it's about laughing out loud. We are L'Arche Canada, and we're about witnessing and sharing the gifts of all people. Learn more about us today.
Why should you stride for the general?
Stride for me.
Stride for me.
Stride for me.
Stride for patients who rely on the care at Hamilton General Hospital, the Regional Rehabilitation Center, and St. Peter's Hospital. Walk or run this September for our virtual event and make a vital difference on the front lines and beyond.
Canada United is a movement to show local businesses some love. Right now, they could use our support more than ever. So we're asking Canadians to buy local and spread the word. And every time you watch our videos or like our posts, we'll contribute 5 cents to small business relief, starting with this video. So keep watching and tell your friends. Because buying local can make a big impact. And small actions can too. Canada United. Together we can make a difference.
Welcome back to Just Ask Bob Live. Just to let you know, Bob's on holidays next week, but we've got a favorite for you. We're going to replay the episode where we tore the chimney down, brick by brick, and then closed in the hole on the roof. Really great episode. I hope you enjoy it next week. Now, we've got another question here by email. I am adding a concrete pad to a pre-existing concrete pad. I've heard I need to install rebar into the pre-existing concrete. Is this true? Ken from Hamilton. Definitely, Ken, it is true. And we can take a moment to talk about some of the issues when we're doing, when we're laminating concrete to concrete, so to speak. This can also apply to masonry parging coats, repairing old concrete. Concrete gains its strength from its heft, from gravity, from being monolithic. That's a fancy word for being one continuous pour. New concrete does not like to stick to old concrete. That's a fact. So, I mean, this is very difficult what you're trying to achieve. Rebar to dowel it, to connect it, definitely. I would also grind it up, and I would also use the highest quality liquid concrete bonder that I could find. You know, that's very, very important because you want to achieve a good bond. Absolutely critical. Rebar it, dowel it that way with the rebar, grind it, scuff it, and apply a good liquid bonder. Because it's not easy. What you're trying is not going to be easy. And also, don't just take my advice on it. There's a world of information on the net. So it's really, really important that you take the time to research it, talk to a lot of experts in the field, more than just myself. And then even with the liquid bonder, I would recommend builder supply centers in the city. You can check out the big box stores. Most cases, they've got the affordable stuff for the DIY homeowner. But when you check the large commercial builder supply centers, there might be products there that cost more, like the liquid bonding agent, but that are much, much stronger. So that's very, very important. Now, I want to take a moment to explain. I want the viewers to know, not only here live can you learn, but Bob's been here on this very network for well over a decade. We have an archive on this. Visit us on our website, largest teaching database on Hamilton's net, www.justaskbob.com. Again, that's www.justaskbob.com. Click at the top on the Just Ask Bob show. It'll bring us to our YouTube channel, our teaching channel, where we have well over 100 episodes and segments here from Cable 14, covering almost every aspect, sometimes more than once, from foundation repair to roof repair and everything in between. The key is you can learn at your own pace, commercial free. Pause, fast forward, rewind, learn at your pace. We have playlists listing our seasons, listing our series. So very, very good database for you, the homeowner, to learn. And remember, Bob's words, always get up, get off the couch, and tackle your own to-do list. If you can't, for whatever reason, once again, the key to this program, I hold up the license card. Absolutely important. If you're going to hire out, make certain that it's a licensed contractor. Hire nobody but a licensed contractor. Thank you again, and we'll see you live in 2 weeks right on this network. Don't forget our contest. You could win one of $50 Home Depot gift cards by simply sending us your question by video. Submit your renovation question to Just Ask Bob Live. Your video could be featured on an upcoming episode. Very important. Video should be no longer than 30 seconds. If you're recording on a cell phone, remember to turn your phone sideways so the image is widescreen, just like your TV. Go to cable14.com/AskBobContest for full details and to submit your video. For those of you that are shy, you can't hide your face. Bob prefer to see you on the screen. If you're shy, be creative. Standing behind the video recording device, whatever it is, record the faucet, record the door that needs replacement. Give us a nice full 360 of that empty, tired basement that you want to turn into a man cave, and just talk your question from behind the camera. That way you can get on, and Bob guarantees you, even that sneaky way, you still qualify to win one of the $4 $50 Home Depot gift cards. Until next time, thank you.